Good morning, everyone. It's Karen Whooley, and I am so glad you are here for today's Live Wednesday. It's Wednesday, August 31st. I can't believe we are at the end of August. And it's been an interesting week. I've actually got to spend more than a full week home. My daughter's doing great, and so is my grandson. So I have been able to stay home and do stuff. So I'm really excited to be able to do 2 shows in a row. I'm very excited. So before I get started, I just want to see who's all here. First, we have Linda, who's here with Daisy May. Glad you guys are here. And then Mary is here. Good morning, Mary. I don't know if have you been here before? It's been a really strange summer. So I'm kind of getting back into the groove after having about 3 crazy months of being sporadically on and off. But I'm glad you're here and welcome. Good morning, Renee. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here and able to be here. And good morning, Patricia or Pat. I'm glad you're here as well. And Stephanie, good morning. It's good to see you here. Before we get started, guys, I'm going to open up this live to questions. So if you have a question, I'm going to put the banner up for me. If you have a question, anything about crochet, about Karen Whooley Designs, about the Pattern Club, about whatever it is you want to talk about today, please go ahead and type a Q and then a space and then your question in the comments. And what that will do is that will alert me that there's a question out there and I will answer it. I was fully intending to do a full educational piece for the first part of this, but then yesterday as I was sitting down to right before blurb about Marianne, and I'm going to talk about her in just a second, but that just kind of blew everything out of the water for me. So as soon as I done here, because I see a bunch of people have popped in, so I want to say hello to everybody, and then I'll start the tribute and talk about Marianne here a little bit. Good morning, Judy. I'm so glad. Oh, it's afternoon in Ontario. I didn't realize you were in Ontario. Okay, so it's afternoon for you. And good morning to Andrea. Yeah, afternoon. You're also in the Eastern time zone. I always forget about that. And good morning, Laura, or it's probably afternoon for you as well, because I know you're on the coast as well, on the East Coast as well. Good afternoon, good morning. And yay! Good morning, Sharon. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so as I was mentioning earlier, I just found out that one of my followers, as she's been with me almost from the beginning of these YouTube lives, Marianne Signs. This is going to be kind of tough, guys. So if I burst into tears, I apologize. Marianne is a crocheter who's been following me for quite some time. She's been on usually in our group here on our Wednesday lives since almost the beginning until in December, when she went in for surgery again for her breast cancer, and finding out that the cancer had metastasized to her lymph nodes. And it was December. So she was actually the first person to reach out to me when I got my cancer diagnosis back in 2021. She was very instrumental in helping me get through. One of the people, there's a couple of you who religiously emailed me while I was going through treatments to see how I was doing, prayed for me. She is also a fellow Catholic like I am. And so it was very wonderful to have someone, especially last year or this year, I should say, when I was going through the last part of my treatments and knowing that she was going through treatments as well, to have somebody to kind of talk to and touch base with. And the last time I heard from her was about probably 6 weeks ago because I checked in to see how she was doing, and she was still going to therapy and having things done. And she was watching our lives after the fact because she was usually going to her treatments and the same time I was doing my lives. So it was kind of a shock to me that she had passed away. I hadn't heard anything from her. And I've been so crazy with my grandson and my daughter that I didn't know. But I wanted to put up here really quick her obituary. So if anybody wanted to read about her and who she was, but I'm going to read just a tiny bit from it. Just so that you guys can get to know her. I know she shared a lot here on the fact that she had breast cancer. And I know several of you have chatted with her here, at least here on the group chat. I don't know if you've chatted outside with her, but I'm going to read a little bit here about her. She was 71 years old. She just had her 71st birthday on August 8th. She was a paraprofessional in Connecticut. That's where she was. She was born in Queens, and she was the oldest of 5 sisters. And then she was a paraprofessional in Connecticut with special ed students. And then I'm assuming she moved to Florida because it doesn't really say here. But she moved to Florida and was a teacher at Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School for many years. And she loved to learn, crochet, read, travel, and scrapbook. She was passionate about justice and doing acts of service, and she was an active member of the American Association of University Women and the Red Hat Society. She left behind a husband of 51 years and 3 daughters, 7 grandchildren. And her funeral was actually at 10 a.m. this morning, or 11 a.m., I'm sorry, this morning, Eastern, in Daytona Beach. So I put the link up there for you guys so that for those of you who might remember her or have chatted with her and wanted to read anything, there is a spot on there where you can leave a message on the wall for the family. And I am going to be doing that after the live is over. I'm going to leave a tribute there as well, or a little message to the family. But all of you, please keep her family in your prayers. I'm sure this was a hard one because she was doing so well. I mean, she was having a hard time. I can't say that she wasn't having a hard time, but she sounded like she was doing a lot better when I talked to her last, as far as her spirits were concerned. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that, and please keep her in your prayers. I have already said my prayers this morning for her since I couldn't be at the funeral, obviously. So I've said some prayers, but I want everybody to please keep her in your prayers and her family. Okay. Can I put the obituary in chat? Yeah, you can't click on the one in the, okay, let me grab that information. I can do that. Hang on one second here, guys. There is the obituary. There you go. Yeah, this was a hard one for me. This one, I've lost another follower who I've known, gosh, since forever. I mean, from my first Crochet Guild of America event back in probably like 3 years ago now. Joanne's been gone. Hers was a little bit different cancer, but we lost her as well. And so cancer has been kind of a theme for me with people that I know and love, and I'm really disappointed to see that I'm losing some of my friends, and your friends too. I mean, she's been here, so but please, everyone, if you could keep her in your thoughts and prayers, that would be wonderful. Good morning, Kelly. I'm so glad you're here. I appreciate you being here, and Carlene, thank you. Thank you for praying for her. And you're welcome, Linda. There you go. There you go. Okay, so, all right, on to other stuff. Okay, giveaway. We're doing another giveaway this week. This week, I'm giving away the new pattern that just was released yesterday. I'm going to put it up on the screen here really quick. This is Sunset, the original I'm going to have in my hands here. It's a little lighter than what you're seeing on screen in my hands. The picture on screen from my website is actually a little bit closer to the actual color that it is. So that's what I'm giving away. So if you're interested in winning a free copy, it'll be a digital copy of this pattern. I will put it in your account on my website so that you can download it whenever you need it. All you need to do, I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I got to share the other screen. Hang on one second, guys. 1 second. They're going to make this a little easier, I think, to do. There it is. Okay. You're going to type in the chat room hashtag rush hour. And the reason I'm having you type in rush hour is because the yarn is called Rush Hour. The colorway is called Rush Hour. If you're interested in getting the yarn, I'm highly, highly, highly recommend this yarn. It's from Sock Obsession Yarns. I just looked this morning. She does not have this color in stock, but I know that if you contact her, I think Linda did this actually. I know that if you contact her directly, she will, I'm going to put this in the comments too. She will sometimes do a special dye for a customer. So if you're interested in the exact same colorway I used, you can get it from her. It's a great color. She's a great dyer. I can't even tell you what an amazing dyer she is. And make sure you check out her website. In fact, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a different screen so you can see some of the colors that she does. Hang on 1 second. I need to find an easier way to do this, guys. There it is. I want you to see some of her colorways. This is her sock yarn and fingering yarn. Everything that is you see on at the beginning is the newest color she just put in the shop that she just dyed. So she's got some interesting names. She's got some really gorgeous colors. This bloody orange sock. I don't know if you guys can see this, but oh my gosh, that colorway is amazing. She does some really great speckles and some great, they're not really striping. They're more variegated, most of her colorways. I don't think she does any self-striping, but she does some really amazing colors. So definitely check her out. I was hoping to have her on the YouTube live, but I haven't been able to connect with her. So hopefully at some point I'll be able to get her on just to I can't talk today, guys. I'm still kind of in a funk about this. Anyway, I'm going to try to get her on. So anyway, so again, if you want to win, I'll put the code word back up in a little bit. Don't forget, guys, if you have questions for me, to make sure to ask. Okay, so that is what I'm giving away. Now, next thing I want to talk about is I told you I was making a Halloween costume for my grandson. I finished it. So this is his hat and his little diaper cover. Isn't that cute? And then the lightsaber for his little Yoda costume. Let's see if I can, I don't know if I can hold all three of them at the same time so you guys can see them, but the lightsaber, and then his hat and his, now I showed you last week the pattern where I got it from Etsy. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to recommend that pattern. I had to rewrite the pattern in order to make it work. It was definitely not tech edited as far as I could tell. There were no stitch counts. There was no gauge. It was the hat. I had to redesign the ears because they didn't make sense. So basically I created the pattern myself in a lot of ways. So I'm not going to recommend that pattern. If you're interested, you can always shoot me an email later, and I'll send you the link. But just be warned that it's not that great of a pattern. So I can give you kind of hints on what I did if you're interested in that. I'm going to put up some. A lot of you are beautiful shawl. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate it. And yes, I love the color. Hi, Gloria. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to welcome to my live. I'm so glad to see you here. Okay, so that was my finished object. Let's see, I've got a list here so I don't forget what's going on. Okay, so next thing, I got new in the shop. Really excited about this one. This yarn is from Molly Klein Designs, and I'm going to put a link up to her shop here. Molly Klein Designs. This is called Luna. That's the name of the colorway. Her yarns are called Sweet Tea Yarns. And this is her Sweet Sock, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 460 yards for Hank. And I got 3 of them. Now she's a really cool, I'm going to put her screen up to her. I'm going to share her website as well. Takes me a second to do this, guys, so I apologize on this. There we go. She's right there. She's on Etsy. She also has some really great colorways. What I really like too is that she's got stitch markers that she does as well. And some other little things as well. She does some, tonal skeins and project bags and stuff like that. But I really love her colorways. But what I really love about her is she is a single mom of 2. She just recently became a single mom. And I highly recommend supporting her on her yarns if you are interested. She does amazing color. I mean, just amazing. The yarn, even though it's a higher concentration of nylon, is still very soft. So I highly, highly, highly recommend her yarns as well. And I love this colorway. You guys know how much I love blue. This is it's called Luna is this one. She doesn't have it on our site right now. I think I bought her last 3 skeins that were listed. But I love her colorways. This is kind of a mint green background with a navy royal blue speckle, stripy. You can kind of see where the royal blue comes in. It's gorgeous. And I already have plans for this. When I saw the colorway, I already knew what I wanted. That's why I bought her last 3 Hanks. So that were listed. I'm sure she'll do them again. But if you're interested in hers as well, make sure that you type in Molly Klein Design and you will find her on Etsy. Okay, so that was new. I see some more comments coming in, so I just wanted to. Oh, Gloria, your first time. I thought it was your first time. I'm so glad to have you here. Wonderful. Okay, and then Sharon says, always like blue and green. Me too. And usually I'm not a green person, but something about mint green is just amazing. So I'm really excited to get started on that. I'll probably be getting started on that. I don't know if it'll be in September or October because I have a project ahead of what I want to do with this. So we'll be talking about that in a little bit. Okay, so the last thing before I open it up to questions is I have a new pattern on the hook that I can actually show. It's not under contract. It's something for my own pattern line. Actually, this is going to be the 2023 free pattern for my newsletter subscribers. So if you are already a newsletter subscriber, you will get this pattern free. I will send a newsletter out on January 1st with the link on how to get this pattern for free. And if you're not a newsletter subscriber, you can subscribe now and you'll be one of those people that get the link. Otherwise, the entire year of 2023, anybody new who subscribes to my newsletter will get this pattern for free. Just if you've been to my website, I don't have my link up right now, but if you've been to my website at KarenWhooley.com, you will have seen that this year's pattern is Southwest Spice. And that will become a paid pattern on January 1st. And January 1st, this will be the new free pattern. And the only way to get it for 2023 will be as a subscriber to my newsletter. So first of all, I'm going to show you the yarn before I pull up the project. This is from Polka Dot Sheep. I'm going to put their link up as well. Hang on. Polka Dot Sheep is a dyer out of Montana. And I'll show you her website too in just a second. But this one here is called Aura, and this one's called Cornflower. And I'm using them together. They're beautiful together. This is not as dark as you're seeing it on screen, or at least as I'm seeing it on screen. It's a little brighter. This is like Aurora Borealis, a colorway, you know, the Northern Lights kind of thing. And this is like a complementary cornflower blue or purplish, more purple, I guess, than blue, really. Periwinkle kind of color that works well together. And you know me, I love shawls. So this is a shawl. And I'm doing a little different technique on this shawl. And you can see I am color blocking in kind of some fun ways. So I just started this yesterday. I mean, literally put it on the hook yesterday afternoon, and I've gotten this far so far. It's going to take me a little while to write it, because I literally have to write out every row until I figure out the best way to condense the text if I need to. When my tech editor gets it, she and I'll figure out a way to make it not quite so long, hopefully, because I'm literally writing out every row at this point. But I love how it's turning out. So I wanted to show you guys that I am working on next year's project. I finally had a project I can show you. So the last 3 projects I did were all under contract, so I could not share. So then I want to share. Let me go to Polka Dot Sheep's website here really quick. This is actually the page that has her standard bases on it. So these are her colors on there. And so so here's Aura. This is the one that I'm using right now. You can see it's a lot brighter than what you could see on the screen when I was showing it to you in the cake. And then Cornflower, I think, is on the same page. Yep, Cornflower is right here. Right here is Cornflower. So you can get it on all of her bases, and she's amazing dyer. She's got some gorgeous colors. So if you haven't seen her yarns, I highly recommend that you go and check her website out as well. I found her through a local yarn shop over on the west side of the state before I moved over here. And in fact, in my book, Modern Italian Lace Crochet, the first shawl, Architettura, is done in the same base, just in different colors. So if you have my Modern Italian Lace Crochet book, you will have seen this color, or this yarn, not this color. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm going to open it up to questions, guys, because I pretty much have everything that, oh, Charlene's here. Good morning, Charlene. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I don't see any questions coming in yet, guys. So I'm going to talk about the giveaway. Don't forget about the giveaway. Today I'm giving away. Now I lost my page again. There we go. A free copy of Sunset. This is my pattern Sunset. I also have the original sample here. If you are interested in winning a digital copy at the end of the show today of this pattern, I'm going to go stop sharing that screen, and you are going to type in the chat box. There we go. Hashtag rush hour. So hashtag rush hour, no spaces. And then you can do a space after it and write a comment or a question if you want to. But that's how you can enter to win. And at the end of the show, I will do a drawing. So there you go. Laura's going, ooh. What are you going ooh about, Laura? I don't know what you're saying ooh about. Was it the pattern? Was it the colors? The yarn? I'm not sure what you were talking about. Okay. While I'm waiting for you guys, if you guys have any questions for me, there's other than working on this pattern. I know there's a lot of you who have who either work for or own um, a yarn shop. I want to let you know that I have started working on my website, my wholesale section. So if you're interested in working with me to actually carry my patterns and my books, you can go to the wholesale page now, and there is a what I'm going to be doing now is I am going to um, ask for a Zoom call first so we can chat and see where you're at and what you're looking for and see if we're fit. And if we are fit, then we can start working on doing things. I'm finding that a lot of shops want to talk to me one-on-one. So this is the easiest way to get on my calendar. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go to karenwhooley.com/wholesale and you can do that. Now I just saw a question come in, so I'm going to go ahead and put it up. I'm swatching for the August shawl. Is 50/50 wool silk good for the shawl? So you're talking about the Pattern Club shawl, which I have the pattern for right here. Hang on one second. For those of you who are not part of the Pattern Club, I'll give you a little sneak peek. This is the pattern, my Morning Sunrise. It will actually be released to the public in November. So be watching for that. But 50/50 wool silk, I'm going to look at what the original yarn was. It was merino nylon. It should be really good for the shawl. The only thing I'm going to say is that with this silk, it might cause your gauge to be a little bit different. So you might have to switch up your hook. But other than that, it should work just fine. So no worries about that. Okay. I'm trying to think what else I've done this week. You'll be getting, if you're a newsletter subscriber, you'll be getting a newsletter on Tuesday of next week. And I'm hoping, you're welcome, Stephanie. I just saw you. Thank you. I will be, my goal is by the end of the year, now that my daughter's all settled and the baby's fine and she's fine, that I will be back to at least 2 newsletters a month, other than the sales newsletters, when I have a pattern for sale and things like that. Oh, the new blue shawl. Oh, you're talking about this one, Laura. Okay. I see you guys pop in. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. My brain is still in mourning right now, so I apologize. But this is, I'm excited about this one. I can't wait for it to be finished because what I had in my head with these 2 colors is actually coming to fruition. So I'm really excited for it to pop up. Okay, so newsletter. Let's go back to my newsletter. I'd like to go back to at least two a month, plus whatever patterns being released. Now, right now, it looks like I'm going to have 12 patterns being released next year. And for those of you who are part of the Pattern Club, keep watching your inbox, because there's going to be a change for 2023 on how the Pattern Club is going to work. And I am going to do a couple of Zoom calls so you can ask all the questions you want about the changes. So what I did find out, and I think I mentioned this last week too, but I'm going to mention it again so that I know that I mentioned it, is that when I originally conceived this Pattern Club, I had big, humongous plans. And what I discovered this year is I have to scale back a little bit because my daughter needs me. Family always comes first. So even though she probably doesn't need me as much as she did this summer, I always want to be available to her. And I don't want to have to promise something to you guys that I can't deliver. So that's why I am going to change things up a little bit. But it's going to be, actually, I think you guys are going to be happy. And I hope that more people will join in, because it's going to be, it's going to be something that I can do on the go. So if I'm at her house, I can do it. If I'm here, it'll definitely be able to do it. So, just be watching for that. So there's that too. And if you haven't heard about my pattern club, you can check out the Crochet Crew. I'm going to put it in the link. Oops. Okay. That's the link in the comments. I just put it in the comments. I might put it on screen too. crochetcrew.karenwhooley.com is the Crochet Crew. That'll bring you to the homepage, and you can find out all about it. I am going to leave the current Crochet Crew up until, well, you'll be able to join for 2022 anytime you want, and cancel your membership anytime you want until December 9th. And because December 9th is the Friday before I drop the last pattern for the year. And then what will happen is the Crochet Crew in its current form will remain up until December 31st. And on January 1st, the new platform that I'm going to be using, that was, it's mainly my website, but a different way of handling things, is going to go, well, it's going to go live to join in December. You'll join in December, but then you will be able to access the new information, new patterns, and everything starting January 1st. I believe it's January 1st. I have to look at my calendar. I have a light right here so that I didn't look so dark. But definitely check it out if you haven't already. We have a lot of fun. Now that I'm back, we should be able to have our Zoom calls. Oh, and for those of you who are part of the Pattern Club and Morning Sunrise, with the crazy error, we fixed it. I have the pattern. I just got it back from Layout. So I'm going to be sending out a newsletter either today or tomorrow to all my Crochet Crew people with how to get the new pattern, the corrected pattern. And I apologize for that. That was just, I'm blaming my cancer treatments, because that one was done during when I was in the throes of all my cancer treatments. So I apologize. We just missed a whole big thing. So it's done. It's fixed. It's beautiful, new chart and everything. So we're good to go on that pattern. And when it goes live to the public in November, you'll get the corrected pattern with no errors in it. So perfect. Okay. So I think I've covered pretty much everything that's going on right now with Karen Whooley Designs. I'm slowly getting back into my routine here at home. For those of you who are here for the first time, and I know there's several of you here for the first time, my daughter, well, June 1st, I was on the west side of the state at an event, came home, and then I ended up spending time with my daughter the following week because she was diagnosed with preeclampsia with her first pregnancy, and she was on bed rest. So I was spending some time with her, and I was going back and forth. And then the following week, she went in, her preeclampsia went so bad, they had to induce her for labor 5 weeks early. My grandson was due on July 21st, and she gave birth on June 15th. So he was in the NICU for a while, but then on top of it all, she had gallbladder issues. And so for literally since the first full week of June, until not last week, but the week before, I had been at her house 2 hours north of me for at least 3 days a week, until this last time I was at her house for 9 days when she finally had emergency surgery on her gallbladder. She had actually scheduled her gallbladder surgery, and they ended up doing it a week early. So it's been a crazy summer for me. So I'm a little behind on what I usually do on these lives. I promise you, though, next week I will start doing educational pieces, and I should put on here again, if you have a topic idea that you'd like me to do, and I will, I can use an overhead camera and all that stuff too, go to this link, KarenWhooley.com/Q n A, and I'll put that in the comments as well, because I know you guys can't link directly from. I'm going to put UNA. If you have an idea for a topic, send it to me, and definitely, you can go through, see what my other lives have done. One of the things I'm hoping to do this month, in September actually, is have another dyer come online, and do a chat, an interview kind of thing, like we did with Chicken Lady Fiber Arts back in June before everything went crazy in my life. But I'm also planning to do a review of the Hobie yarns or hobby yarns. I don't know if it's Hobie or hobby that I got in stock not too long ago, because I've been asked by, been a couple people who have emailed me asking me if I've checked out that yarn yet, and I haven't had time to do it. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that as well. So, but if you have ideas, it can be anything as long as it's crochet related, whether it's how to weave in ends, it could be, you're having trouble with this type of technique, whatever it is, just let me know. And if I choose to do it, it could be this month, it could be next month, it could be, 3 months down the road. I will let you know that I am going to be doing that topic, so you can watch, or you can watch after the fact if this is not a good time for you. So, so definitely let me know. And Andrea is telling me Hobie has lovely yarns. Yes, I think so too. The ones that I got to try out, I really am impressed. So I can't wait to start crocheting with them and see how they work for me. But definitely, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to take that off the screen. Okay. Anybody have anything they want to ask, they want to talk about, they want me to talk about? I know a lot of you who have been here for a while have probably asked pretty much all your questions, other than if you're part of the pattern club, you have questions. But if you have one of my patterns that you have a question on. Okay. Renee says, since you speculate, would love to see a pattern from you on lace edgings for pillowcases. Interesting. Okay. I haven't done lace edgings on pillowcases since I was probably a teenager. Because I used to do stuff like that from my grandmother. So that's been a while. Actually, one of the things, and Renee, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but let me know if you are. Now that I have a grandson, I have been thinking about doing lace edgings on flannel for blankets. My daughter had asked for a lightweight blanket for him that she could use during the winter, that would, when he's dressed warmly, she could still put a blanket over him, but nothing too hot. So I'm thinking about doing that. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Oh, since you specialize in lace designs. Okay, I see what you're saying. So you would like a fancy lace edging, like like something in filet crochet, or a really pretty lace something on a pillowcase. That's interesting thought. I haven't even thought about doing stuff like that. Lace is my passion. So that is actually something, I might write that down actually. Let me, what did I do with my book? I cleaned my desk before my daughter started having these issues, thinking I'd be able to find stuff. Here it is. Cleaned my desk. And now I can't find anything because it's been so long since I did it. I can't remember. Okay, so I'm going to put that in my book. Here we go. Lace pillow case. Okay. In lace weight yarn or cotton blend. Okay. So you would actually want it in like a yarn and not like thread. Is that what you're saying, Renee? Something like that? Because I would, if I'm going to do something on a pillowcase, I'll be honest with you, cotton yarns are better. Or maybe a blend. I wouldn't do like alpaca lace or silk necessarily, unless it was a silk pillowcase, that kind of thing. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, yes. Okay. I crochet edgings on blankets for my church's women's ministry, just basic single crochet, chain one around, and then yeah, I've seen that a lot too. I used to do those when I was younger as well. That's a really simple way to do an edging, but I have a couple of ideas for edgings that I've used on shawls and sweaters and stuff that I would love to do on a blanket. So I'm considering doing something like that. Okay. So Kelly says, I have never heard of Hobie. Where are they from? Let me pull them up here really quick. Hobie, I don't know for sure how to say it. Hobbii yarn. They're look very similar to. Let me pull them up here. They're very similar to what I would say kind of a knit pick style of. Here's the link for Kelly for Hobie. They're kind of like knit picks in a way, but they're out of, I want to say it's Denmark. About Hobie. They are in Copenhagen, Denmark, but they have warehouses here. I'm going to put their website on my screen so you can kind of see. Let me go back and share that. Oh, come on. Where is it? Yarn and here it is. Hobie. I've heard people call it both ways. To me, I would think it's Hobby, but I could be wrong. So there's the screen, their main page. They have all sorts of yarns, and they tend to, unlike knit picks, they tend to have a yarn for a while and then they get rid of it, except for a few different standards that they have. But like this Baby Snuggle Solid, that's new, and I don't know that it's going to last because it's the chenille type yarn. They have like a baby organic cotton that is. That's one of their staples, I believe. The Sultan Cotton Kings is one of their staples. I got some of their rainbow in, let me pull it out, actually. Where did I do with it? I have these two from them. This is their Cotton Kings Sultan in, I can't see if I have the colorway name on here. It's color 33. So this is the Sultan, and it's like a 4-ply thread. I'm going to take them off my screen really quick so I can get a close up. It's like a thread, several threads that work together, that you start with the center pole and you go from the light pink to the purple out here. And this is obviously, the color is not that great in my office right now, but that's one of them. This is actually 100% cotton, 200 grams and 800 meters. So what's that, about 874 yards according to the label. And it's 100% cotton. And then I also have their rainbow in their, the Rainbow Deluxe in their 8/4, which is a fingering weight. And I got it in gray, and I'm going to be working on that. It's the colors are similar to Sheep G's, Kelly. I just saw that you, but it's not because Sheep G's Whirl is plied. This is actually 4 strands that are held together. They're wound together, but they're not plied. So they're separate strands. I'm trying to think who, I know Trendsetter Yarns used to have something similar to this, but the colors itself is like Sheep G's. And yes, this company is more like Sheep G's, I guess, than Knit Picks is probably a better way to describe them. But they tend to not keep certain ones. It's some colorways, yes, very, very similar. Yes, definitely. Okay, so who else was asking me a question? I actually crocheted a t-shirt while watching you with, oh, did you really? That's cool. I'd love to see a picture. How did you like the yarn? Tell me, Andrea, how you like the yarn. Um, Stephanie says, I'd like to vary it some. I'm taking Lily Chin's class at Fiberfest in 3 weeks. Oh, I forgot Fiberfest is in 3 weeks. Um, I'm excited that I wish I could be there. I loved Dallas Fort Worth Fiberfest. If anybody here has never heard of it, you need to check it out. And if you can, go, because they are probably the best fiber festival I have ever taught at. And I've taught there twice. And I'm hoping that next year I'll be able to pitch classes and teach again. Everything that I have done with them has been amazing. So definitely check them out as well. Linda says, lace on blankets is a great idea. Trimming raw edges off polar fleece and put perforations on the edge. Yes, yes. My new sewing machine that I got, well, it's not new anymore. It's probably 3 years old now, but I consider it new because I had a sewing machine before my kids were born, and this is the replacement for it. My sewing machine does hem stitching, so I'm really excited that I'll be able to use polar fleece even and put a hem stitching on it before I crochet. I'm not a fan of punching holes with my crochet hook into polar fleece because it's just so hard. It is so hard. Okay, so they say Hobie. So I've been saying it right. Hobie? Okay. Awesome. And then in Copenhagen, yes, I saw that. I would like to, but put lace edging around it. I think it would look cute. Yes, I understood that with Linda as soon as I saw it. They say Hobie. Okay. Awesome to know, because being Italian myself, I tend to start pronouncing words Italian, and in Italian, it would be Hobie. And so they're a European country too. So I'm wondering if that's that why I was pronouncing it right, even though I wasn't. I have never watched them say it or heard them say it. Okay, let's see what else. Judy said they also have plied cakes. Yes, they do. They're Twister and the Sultan's King Deluxe. Yes, the Sultan King's Deluxe. Was looking at that one. So that's the one that's very similar to the Shepji's Whirl. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm glad you are telling me that you're working with that yarn right now and you love it. That's awesome to hear, because before I like to hear what other people have to say about these yarns before I review them, just because I don't want to review something that everybody's saying negative things about and then saying, I love it. And I know that everybody has a different feel for what yarn can feel like and how to crochet with it and stuff. But yes, it's interesting. Hello, Jet One In. Yes, this was a gradient cake. It's from Hobie. It's their Cotton Kings Sultan. It's a 4-ply that's not plied together. They're just strands that you hold together and crochet with. And I want to play with this next month. So just so you know, I'm going to be working on playing with that and hopefully reviewing both of those. Yes, Hobie puts cherry hard candy with each order. Yes, they do. They do. I love them too. So I don't blame your girls for fighting over it. I give it to my daughter since I can't have sugar. I really shouldn't have sugar. Andrea, you're really good. I'd have to give it to my husband. He can't really have sugar either. So I guess I'm doing it. I'm taking one for the team. I have a family in the area. I can make a visit and go to the fest. You should. If you can do that, go. Because, again, Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Fest is by far the only one that I can say is right on par with them was Sock Summit in Oregon that they stopped doing years ago. And but both of those events were the two events that I can say that as a teacher, I have never felt more appreciated at. So honestly, they treat teachers well. They treat their people who come to the event to take classes and go to the market well. So it's amazing. It's an amazing event. And I cannot if I had to choose only one event a year to go to, it would be Dallas Fort Worth. Honestly, they are the best out there. Linda says, I have a rotary color with interchangeable blades. I can use a regular blade for trimming and the perforating blade for the hoe. Oh, yeah. Poking holes with crochet hook is, I've done it before on fabric, and it's not my favorite thing to do because I am a perfectionist. For those of you who don't know me well, and if my holes are not in the right spot, I will toss the whole thing and start all over again. So having something hem stitched or having holes poked into it is the way I always do things now. I use a skip stitch blade on rotary cutter to cut. That's good. That's awesome to do too. I'll have to look for those because that would be actually probably faster than me doing it on a sewing machine these days. I don't use my sewing machine as much as I used to when the kids were young. I'm working on a crochet tapestry blanket at this moment in Whirl and Whirlette and really love it. Yep. I love the Shupgee's Whirls too. In fact, one of my patterns coming out next year will be a Shupgee's Whirl pattern. So I'm very excited to get that released. It's usually the same weekend of the year. It used to be in April, but now they moved it to September. Which I'm excited about because the reason I couldn't go for so many years is because my daughter was in college. It was always the same weekend as Mom's weekend when she was in college. So I would have a feeling it'll be the second week or the third weekend in September every year from going forward. But it depends on the event center too. So, but that's usually how they do it. Oh, yay. Definitely put my name in. I really, really would love to teach again next year. I'm really excited about this event being in September too. And I have family actually in Georgetown, which is not that far. So I probably will go see them as well. So I'm very excited about that too. Lynn, good morning. No worries about being late. I'm so glad you were able to come and see. I'm so glad to have you here live. Welcome. Fiskars. Okay, you found Fiskars. Okay, I'm going to look for those rotary blades. My mother put lace around every pillowcase in our house after she cross-stitched on it. Yes, that's what my nonna used to use, an awl to make the holes. That's what she used to do. Someday I'll have to pull out those samples. I don't know if I've ever, you guys tell me if I have shown you already, but my grandmother used to do this really intricate lace embroidery on linen fabric. And she'd do it on linen, she'd make pillowcases out of them and stuff like that. And then she would crochet edgings, or she would buy crochet edging from other crocheters that she knew, and then put that, and sew those on. But yes, she used awls when she made her own lace on them. And my grandmother too, my dad's mom, she's Italian too, but she wanted to be called grandma instead of nonna. But my nonna, yeah. In fact, I think I still have my nonna's awl in my sewing kit. My aunt and Frisk is Frisch. Is that Frisch or Frisco? Okay. Frisco. I knew I was in Frisco. Yay. Okay, guys. Well, that would be fun because it would be fun if I was able to teach at that event. It would be fun to have some of you guys who are live with me every Wednesday who might go to that event. If I'm teaching, we could have a meetup and do, dinner one night or something like that. So definitely, but I would love that you guys want to meet up too. So that would be great. And I hope any other people here too would love to go because it's a great event. I can't even tell you. They have so many fun things that they do. They have keynote speakers. I think they're having 2 this year, if I'm not mistaken. And the classes have always been amazing. And they try to do different classes every year. So it's all sort of stuff. Are you considering teaching at Chainlink next year? As much as I would like to say yes, I'm going to say no. It's not a well-known thing right now, but I have not been a member of CGOA for 2 years. And there's a lot of reasons behind that. And I'm not going to go into them here. The board knows my feelings, and as a former board member, I'm very upset with some of the things that are going on behind the scenes of CGOA. So, unfortunately, no, I will not be teaching at Chainlink. I probably tell they get a new management company. So that's where I'm at, and I apologize. I know a lot of my CGOA family are upset that I haven't been around, and there's really good reasons why. I haven't been around since they were in Portland in what, 2017? I think it was 2017 or 2018, and I will not teach until they fix some of the things. So anyway, I'm getting off my soapbox on that one, but I would love to. Kelly's excited about maybe Dallas Fort Worth. I've embroidered dresser scarves with crocheted edgings from my mom and grandma. That's really cool. That's a really cool thing too. If you've got, in fact, some of the things I have from my nonna that she had embroidered on, I need to put the crocheted edgings on. So you definitely need a trip to the West Coast. I'm hoping to be teaching in June at our Fiber Fusion Northwest, which is kind of the Washington's version of Rhinebeck. So it's smaller. It's a lot smaller than Rhinebeck is. But yeah, if you're going to come out this way, definitely do that. I am hoping to teach. I am hoping to teach locally as well. One of my friends, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but a couple of my friends, a friend of mine she does a lot of rental homes. She opened a retreat house in my old hometown where I just moved from. I would have loved to have been doing retreats there while I was living there, but she just opened it. And I'm thinking about doing some retreats there. So if you're ever interested in that, just keep an eye on my newsletter. That might not be till later next year, but I'm tossing it around. I just have to figure out what's all involved as far as like insurance and liability and all that kind of stuff. So before I can do that, I have to figure all that out. Oh, Carlene, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate the people who say things like that. That's thank you. I don't know what else to say. Okay, who is ready for a giveaway? I just want to put that back up one more time. The code, if you're interested in winning a copy of my pattern, Sunset. This is Sunset. I've got it in my hands, but that's also the page on my website. If you're interested, what you want to do is, I'm going to go back, stop sharing, go back. Someday I will get this all organized in a way that it works better for me. Let me share my screen. You need to type in the chat box, #rush hour. Okay. So I'm going to do the drawing. I'm going to give you about 5. I'm going to do 10 seconds. I'm going to count down from 10. So if you're interested, in the chat box, type in #rush hour, no spaces, no capitals. It's got to be exactly as you see it on the screen. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm going to draw. See who wins. Charlene. Congratulations, Charlene. I'm going to put my confetti on too. I have the big colored confetti. Congratulations, Charlene. I am going to put you on my list that you, oops, sorry guys, I am dropping things here too. So Charlene, you have an account on my website, right? I believe we did this before. So if you have an account on my website, what I will do as soon as I end this podcast or live stream, I will put it in your account. So for those of you who have, this is your first time, what I do is on my website, you have to have an account in order for me to do this. So if you don't have an account, I will create an account for you and put it in your account so that you can always download. It kind of works like Ravelry, where once you purchase a pattern, you can download it when you need it. So same thing on my website. Since I don't use Ravelry because I have the migraine issues that a lot of people have, I cannot use my Ravelry. So everything goes on my website. And I made sure that my website allowed you to do that. So even if you purchase a pattern from me in the future or a book and you get it in a digital format, you can always download that pattern or that book when you need it. So just so you guys know. So congratulations, Charlene. I'm so excited for you. And yes, you do have an account. Yay. So all the congratulations. I know, it's so funny. You were so close. Did you get in there? Oh, I don't know if you got in there. So congratulations. I'm going to put everybody's congratulations up here. Okay. So I'm so happy. I'm so glad you're happy, Charlene. That's awesome. Okay. Just think about a crochet cruise, like a cruise to nowhere for a couple days. Oh, actually, I've been thinking about one of my friends who lives in Florida, who's a designer. Her name is Karen McKenna. She's actually currently doing a crochet cruise, and I should probably have her put it in my newsletter. She needs 6 more people to get some perks with, I think it's Celebrity Cruises that's going through, and it's in February. And I cannot, off the top of my head, we were just talking about it this morning. They're going somewhere in, I want to say Caribbean. I could be wrong. Yes, Kelly, you have met Karen. So she's doing one, and she needs just 6 more people, and they don't all have to be crocheters, but there's goodie bags. They're doing yarn tastings. She's doing a whole bunch of things. So if you guys are interested, hit me up after this is over, or I'll try to remember to find the link and stick it in the show notes underneath the video. But she's really looking for people to go on this cruise. And I mean, it's already a go because she's got enough people, but I guess there's some extra perk that she needs if she can get, if she's got 5 or 6 more people that go. And it could be you and your husband or your significant other or something like that. She just needs 6 more people to go on the cruise, but for this extra perk. So definitely check that out. Her website is iHook Design. I'll put that in the chat. It's iHookDesign.com. And then I'm going to put a note here. Crochet cruise. I believe she's got a lot of the details there too, but I'll try to remember to find that cruise information. So if you're interested in that, I have thought about doing a cruise. I just need to figure out if that's something I can do in the near future, if that's something I'm going to do a little farther out. But I'd love to do a crochet cruise because there's a lot of knitting cruises out there, and I really think we need some more crochet cruises. Okay, well, it is 10:03 my time. I'm in the Pacific time zone, so it is time for me to go. But I just want to say thank you, everyone, for being here. Those of you who were here at the beginning and listened to me talk about Marianne, I appreciate you being here for her, to listen to me about that. Please keep her family in your prayers, and I hope you guys all have a really, really, really good week. The rest of your week. I will see you next week. As far as I know right now, I have no plans to be at my daughter's, so I should be here. And I will talk to you next week. Have a great one, everyone, and have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.